Okay, how's it going? This is a new video and we are gonna make a new scene and we are gonna make the BMO asset and this is it. This is the BMO and this one is a bit, there are a bit more things going on compared to the pawn. There are more, elements to take into consideration, but it's still kind of a beginner friendly, stuff to model, thing to model. So let's begin on Maya. I can already tell that this, come on, is a front view, right? So we can load it in the front view. I don't need to explain how because there is the video, so check it out if you want to know how to load image plane. Good. We have the BMO in the Maya file. So you can already tell that this is basically a kind of cubic shape. So I make a cube, I have it here and I have my reference in the middle. I press R to scale. Guys, really use shortcuts. I don't think it's good to, go here to activate scale or move or rotate. Just use the shortcut. So I can see my image plane could be a bit better, maybe like this. Yes. Vertex, just the top vertices. I take it up, and if you press this button you can see through, which can help here, here as well. And now I go to object mode, I press R to scale and I make it a bit more chunky, like this, like BMO. Now you see that BMO here has some round corners, so let's try to make it so there will be actually a few ways to do this, but I would like for this instance to keep it simple. So look, I go to edge mode and then I select everything and I do a bevel. I go in this one and I make it a bit smaller. So with the bevel active, with this you have fraction highlighted, you press Control middle mouse and you can change the bevel the way you want. And then another important one, I don't really use much of these ones, it's basically fraction and segment. In segments I'm gonna add 4 and that's it. So we have some roundness to our nice BMO. Now we need to create the monitor, and this is a funky situation because there are different ways to do this, but for this time I'm gonna show you one or maybe two, I don't know, maybe one or two. So anyway, I will start with the knife. Sorry, not knife, is the multicut tool, but it looks like a knife. And if you go over, you see the knife tool. I'll do it again. I'm in object mode, I've got my object selected and I activate the multicut tool. And as soon as I go with the multicut tool, you get edge mode and vertex mode. So if you press Control, you can basically add an edge loop, but I want to be precise because I want to be in the middle, because I want to create basically the monitor. But I don't want to be random, positioning things random, because BMO is kind of symmetrical. So take a look, I press Control and Shift and you get increments. So now in the new version of Maya you will see probably 50% here. This is a bit older version, so I don't have that percentage showing, but you can tell that this is the middle, right? So I will put it here, but for you it's gonna be a bit easier because you're gonna see the 50% showing. So now I want to basically create this division for the monitor, and to do it I'm gonna use a mesh tool, offset edge loop. So take a look. When I'm in offset edge loop, I can click over an edge and create two edges from it. So I am sure the edge on the left is gonna be the same on the edge of the edge of the right. And I take a look. I pay attention to the front view here. So again, I'm in object mode and I go mesh tool, offset edge loop tool, and I just left mouse click and take a look at the front view here. I left mouse click and I basically try to follow the monitor. And now it's super easy. I get back the knife tool and I do control 1 and 2. Then I go to my perspective view and I select these two faces. Just these two, don't do like this, because otherwise you select the one in the back, it's not good. So select just the first two and then you extrude inward. Bam. Object mode. Now we want to create some of the elements that are in front of BMO, the buttons. So I start with a cube. I press W and move the cube here. I scale the cube like this. I move it just in the center. I show you like a cheeky trick to do this kind of thing. But I think actually because I think it should be on the left, isn't it? Sorry, I'm gonna do something now, and you please don't look at what I'm doing. Let's see if we are good to go. Okay, good. I think like this is better. So I've got my cube in I've got my cube on the left. Sorry, I think it's about how the front view is looking at, and before it was, you know, it's definitely looking from this side, but I was working on the back side, which is not good. So now one moment only. Okay, good. So let's keep going. I've got my nice cube here and I move it. Okay, I move it here and I make sure it's on the front, it's showing, because it's like, you know, the buttons, so they should show. And now I show you a cheeky technique. I want to create, you know, the cross basically, and so I will go to face mode and I go select only these outer faces, and I'm gonna perform a special extrusion this time because I want to keep faces together off. And take a look. If you keep faces together off, it will extrude those faces outwards without unifying everything, so you can create the cross shape. And basically one is done, we have it. Then let's create another cube and I bring it up to create this kind of flat button here. I scale it just like this, a bit more maybe, no, like this. Okay, I move it with W. Okay, I activate the wireframe, I move it and move it like this. After that, the circles. Again, I will keep 20 this time. No, I do 16. It's better. So, yeah, here you go. You have one. I move it up. Command D to duplicate it, so I have another one. I move it here and I make it smaller. And then I need to create the small, there, the small one. Very smaller. And here you go. Bam, you have it. Now, let's put them maybe this back, like this forward. Yeah, this should be okay. Now I need to create the triangle. So for this one, I'm still gonna make a cube, and apparently it's even the right size. And take a look at what I'm doing now. This is a new tool. If you go to target well tool, you select the edges. I'll isolate. So if you have something selected, and you press Ctrl 1, you isolate the selection. You can see it here on the bottom. So now I go to edge mode and I select this target well tool and take a look. You basically can collapse one edge to the other, but in this case I want it to happen in the middle. So instead of left click and dragging, I will do middle mouse click and dragging. And take a look, there is a small thing happening in the center, which is telling me that the two edges will be merged in the center. And bam, you have the triangle. I Control 1, sorry, to go back to full view. And here you go. Now I want to create the eyes, and I think for that I'm gonna make a cylinder. 16 this time as well. We keep the scene, light. I move it here. This. W to move it here. Command D. I move it here. And we have it. So now to make the legs, we can make a cylinder. We make 16 division, sorry. We make it smaller and a bit like this. So as we go on, I will probably make another video one day on how to make the legs properly, because this is really like a bit stylized. So one day, maybe soon, I will show another way, to make the BMO a bit better, okay? If we are talking about legs and also the arms. But for now, I think like this should be enough. We just started. I make a cube to create the foot. This foot is looking a bit lame, but if you want to see, you will see one day. I will make another video on how to do this properly. But I think for now should be okay. So I have it, and then before duplicating it, I want to make some, make this foot look a bit more soft. So I add a bevel, and I do like this, and I do maybe 3 or 2, maybe 2. I will add 2, then I select the leg, I do Command D, and I move it here, and we have the leg of BMO. So before I do the arms, I will make this looking a bit better. So I go to edge mode and I do another bevel. Sorry, I've been too quick. I go to edge mode, I make a bevel, control middle mouse to adjust the fraction, and I add 2 segments. So I can delete this one and duplicate this one and move it, so I've got the eyes that are looking a bit better. Then I select this one and I do the same. I select all the edges, and then I do bevel, middle mouse, 2 segments. So it looks a bit tidy when you do the render, when you do the texture. This is gonna be looking less CG, because you're gonna have some soft, some kind of feeling of round corners. So it's better. So again, I select everything, bevel, control middle mouse, segments 2, object mode, and also this one is done. So you see it's a bit better than this. This one looks a bit more round. And maybe in another video I will also, show you how to do the other corners, but for now let's keep it like this. Same thing on this triangle, bevel, middle mouse, 2, and now our friends here, the cylinders. Double click, bevel, fraction, and then segment. Even if they're not the same, it's fine. We just want to make it look more nice. 3. And you can add a bit more than 3 if you want. But maybe, sorry, a bit more than 2 if you want. I add 2 in this case. So, yep, that should be it. Now we have this nice smile going on. Let's try with a torus. I create a torus that is this kind of donut kind of thing, and I rotate it 90 degree. I move it like this. Take a look. We got these 4 faces that are actually interesting. So let me actually, yeah, these 4 faces. I select them and then I shift select what I don't need. I move them. Yeah, I teach you a cheeky trick now. If you go to vertex mode, because you see they are kind of, not, flat. If you select every vertex and you press R for scale, you can scale them flat. Take a look. Easy. So basically now I can take this and put it back, maybe extrude it to give it some thickness, and then here you see, actually I extrude it outwards, object mode, W, and I move it back. This is gonna be okay for now. And then I make the arms. So for the arms, I'm gonna do it easy, okay? I will create a sphere. I will leave the sphere, let's see, 16 maybe? Yeah, 16. I get a sphere. I remove the bottom faces, and then I take this and I extrude it. And look, this is not right. I want to extrude it, but I want to go, straight down. So I activate the move tool, and I have this basically now, okay? But I want to now add some divisions. So I go to edge mode, I do here, and I do control, right click, edge ring utilities, edge ring and split. I'm gonna do it again. You basically go to edge mode, edge mode, I select one edge, control, right click, edge ring utilities, edge ring and split. So in this case, I can go to the channel box and I set multi and division. With the middle mouse, I can drag and add more divisions. So this is probably gonna look a bit, more advanced kind of thing, but I think it should be okay if you want to, polish this BMO a bit better. So then I do the form, non-linear, bend, and the bends, we are checking the formers later, but they allow you to do some modeling operation. Take a look, in this case I can, rotate this like the arm. After I'm happy with the curvature, it doesn't have to be the same, okay? Once I'm happy, I press it, and then I need to do edit, delete by type, history. I will explain better what is history and why it's important to delete it. But in this case, just follow along if you want to finish the BMO, okay? Then I can move it like this. I duplicate this, Command D, I move it, and I rotate it. I rotate it like this, so I can, you know, do the other arm. Doesn't have to be the same, okay? I mean, we can, you know, work. Probably this arm should have been a bit more skinny, but it's gonna be alright. Okay, yeah, this should be okay. And I think it's everything. If you want, you can maybe rotate this a bit, even this one, so it looks a bit more natural. And I think that's pretty much it for the BMO. One thing to keep everything organized, you select the BMO, right, as we saw before. You select it, Control G to create a group, and then you double click BMO underscore GRP. And that's it. I think the BMO should be okay now. Yeah, I think it's done. We can see later how to make the legs and probably the hands a bit better. But I think for now this should be alright. So yeah, all good.